Yo, what's up everybody? I hope you had a fantastic weekend. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Reddit Rejects. This week we've got a Reddit post from a dude who says, criminals got it too easy. There's a lot of debate in the Star Citizen community when it comes to how to balance the criminal gameplay element to the game as well as the law-abiding citizen element of the game. Obviously, like everything in Star Citizen, there is a debate about it, which I love. It's fun. So let's get into what this dude says. So the AA guns at space stations like Olisar can fire for 5, 10, 15, 30 minutes and never hit a small group of pirates trolling the space station, killing honest people. Furthermore, I introduced the game to some friends recently and one of them accidentally got a crime stat. I walked them through verbally how to correct it, but they were attacked by a bounty hunter as the criminal was riding passenger in a non-criminal ship. Once they died, the non-criminal lost everything he had on, while the criminal got all of his gear returned to him upon leaving prison. All right, I'm gonna stop right there, and I'm gonna go point by point. He makes several different points here, some of which I'm not sure how they quite work together, but let's start with the first one. They're basically saying the AA guns at stations are ineffective, which is pretty true. He's absolutely right. They are completely ineffective at killing people unless you stand still, and they also don't have a very far range. So if you're a pirate who's got a crime stat, there's really not an issue for you roaming around space stations attacking people who are coming out of the hangars and stuff like that. I agree. Much of a part-time pirate as I am, I do think the AA guns at stations need to be more effective. The only real danger that a pirate faces from a station is missiles, because they obviously have an unlimited quantity of missiles they can shoot at you, and you only have a limited quantity of flares that you can deploy before you're out, and you either have to go restock or die to a missile, as well as the fact that missiles will glitch out and kill you regardless of your flare status. But there is a problem, okay? Because on the one hand, you could say, yeah, I do want AA guns to be much more effective. Like it should be really hard to not die from the AA guns. Like it should make it so that, oh man, if I go to this station, I'm going to be far outgunned and they're going to kill me. You know, it'd be like Luke Skywalker and Han Solo going into the Death Star. You know, not much of a chance for survival there. But on the other hand, my suspicion is I think the devs underpower them on purpose, because considering all the bugginess of the game, considering the desync and all that stuff, it's much easier to just put the turrets in place and make them ineffective than it would be to tune them. But that's just my suspicion. Either way, it's still kind of an excuse. So yeah, I actually agree with this first point. Second point, furthermore, I introduced the game to some friends recently and one of them accidentally got a crime stat. Okay, when you introduce your friends to the game, tell them how not to get a crime stat. How about that? How about we do that instead? I partially reject this. I'm gonna halfway reject this, because if your friend accidentally got a crime stat, then that's on them for getting a crime stat and not knowing the game, but also on you for incorrectly introducing your friend to the game. Don't get a crime stat. Here's how not to get a crime stat. If you do these things, you will get a crime stat. But I also partially accept this because it is possible to get a crime stat for something that's like super dumb or something you forgot about, or like it's possible for the game to bug out and give you a crime stat for no reason. But then again, it was probably your fault. So, all right, next. I walked them through verbally how to correct it, but they were attacked by a bounty hunter as the criminal was riding passenger in a non-criminal ship. This is the real part of it right here, because there's like 6 things that are like weird in this little sentence here. And this is, I'll admit, an issue, but also, okay, they were attacked by a bounty hunter as the criminal was riding passenger in a non-criminal ship. I just don't see how that makes a difference. I'm just not sure what this means, because a bounty hunter is not a criminal. Who is the criminal who's riding passenger in the non-criminal ship? I don't understand. You're attacked by a bounty hunter. Okay, nothing is wrong with that. If you have a crime stat and you're attacked by a bounty hunter, you are in the wrong. You died because you're a criminal. I'm sorry, that's the game. The bounty hunter is the good guy. And then the second part of this sentence, the criminal was riding passenger in a non-criminal ship. Does he mean his friend? His friend is the criminal and they both died because the criminal, his friend, was riding with him in the ship? But he wasn't there because he verbally walked them through, so he must not have been there. Otherwise, he would have physically walked him through. So who is this criminal and this non-criminal and the ship? I don't understand any of this. Oh, is that why he got a crime stat in the first place? That would make sense. I don't know why he put it down here instead of first, but maybe he's saying his friend attacked a bounty, but the bounty was actually not the pilot of the ship, so he killed the innocent passenger in the non-criminal ship, and that's why he got a crime stat. That would make sense, but except for this next sentence. Once they died, the non-criminal lost everything he had on, while the criminal got all of his gear returned to him upon leaving prison. Okay, it's like we start the story and then it's a whole different story now with other people. I don't know. Either way, we can still look at this. Let's pretend this is a completely separate section and deal with the criminal riding passenger, which I do think is a problem. Okay, what I would like to see happen is if you are in a party with someone and that criminal party gets in your ship, you should be considered an accessory either to their crime when they commit a crime, or what's probably easier and more realistic and more forgiving for everybody, if you are a pilot and you have a criminal party member aboard your ship and a bounty hunter attacks your ship and kills your ship, as a pilot who is ferrying a criminal, you should lose the right to press charges. You're aiding and abetting almost. You know, I don't think you should go so far as being complicit in the other party member's crime, because a lot of things could happen there. Like your party member could commit a crime and then they would refuse to get off your ship or something like that. Like anything could happen to where you weren't consenting to being part of a crime, but you should lose the opportunity to press charges. I think that would be the best way to fix this scenario here, because this is a strategy that criminals will actually use because they know how it works. So that's my suggestion. Once they died, the non-criminal lost everything he had on, while the criminal got all of his gear returned to him upon leaving prison. I don't know. I really don't think this is a big deal. I don't care whatsoever. But if we really need a solution to this, I mean, you could say if a person dies, they don't get their gear. Meaning like the non-criminal died, right? So he lost stuff, which makes sense. You're dead. You're a new person now. But the criminal got all of his gear back. So that doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. I agree with that. You shouldn't get your stuff back if you died. If you got taken in and arrested alive, then yeah, you should get your stuff back. But we're kind of rubbing up against the fourth wall here. This is a video game. Can you go to prison if you die? No, because you're dead. So then why are we okay with people going to prison? Because it's a video game. That's why, and respawns have to be a thing. So as long as we're accepting the fact that you have a life after your death, then I don't really care that you get your gear back, because you got back, your gear might as well get back. Whatever, who cares? So, okay, so that's the first part of this criminals got it too easy thesis. And I kind of have to say, like, I 75% reject this. 75%. I mean, I agree with a little bit. There are some problems, but this is the game, man. This is the alpha. This is what it is. Welcome to Star Citizen. I mean, I don't know. All right, then he starts his second paragraph. This is unacceptable. CIG need to get off their ass and fix both of these problems so criminals aren't just given a free ride in order to promote criminal behavior. Criminals should have a harder time than law-abiding players, not the other way around. What do you think? Should the accuracy of space stations and the penalty for criminal dying to be more severe than law-abiding players? Okay, again, let's go through this, you know, point by point. This is unacceptable. Well, it's an alpha, so calm down. CIG need to get off their ass and fix both these problems so criminals aren't just given a free ride in order to promote criminal behavior. All right, they're doing stuff, okay? They may not be fixing the exact problem that you want them to fix, but they're fixing problems, okay? The game is in progress. We're getting updates. They're updating us on exactly what they're working on. You know, the world doesn't revolve around you, man. Just because you experience something doesn't mean that it's the highest priority for everybody else. Fix these problems so criminals aren't just given a free ride in order to promote criminal behavior. Okay, well, criminals aren't given a free ride because they do have to do prison time if they're killed by a law-abiding citizen. So they're not given a free ride. You're very much exaggerating here. Like, yes, do they not have that many consequences? I mean, sure, but it's in line with the lawlessness of Stanton. What more do you want? You didn't sign up to play cops and robbers, bud. This is not the United States of America. This is a solar system far away from Earth with no governmental authority. It's citizens policing each other. So I'm sorry, but you're playing the game, dude. This is the game. In order to promote criminal behavior, well, guess what? the game promotes criminal behavior. It's a really big part of it. Notice the personal tab on your contracts list. Most of those are illegal. That's the game making you a criminal on purpose. Star Citizen is not law-abiding citizen simulator, okay? It's Wild West in space simulator. Read the little loading screen tidbit when you load into the game. It says crime is prevalent, okay? It's dangerous. Promoting criminal behavior is 50% of the game. You're meant to be a criminal sometimes. All right, criminals should have a harder time than law-abiding players, not the other way around. Okay, they do. They obviously do. They can't land at stations except Grim Hex. That's really inconvenient. They can't do most of the contracts. They can't do them. So, I mean, this is just not true. What do you think? Well, okay, we know that. Should the accuracy of space stations and the penalty for criminal dying be more severe than the law-abiding players? I mean, your premise is completely wrong here. I 100% reject the second paragraph of this little essay here. Man, I feel like I just ranted for a while. I'm really sorry if that was a little overly intense, but I didn't expect this to get me so riled up. I don't know why. Maybe it's just, you know, I think people complaining just puts me off, you know? No one's forcing anybody to participate in the alpha. If you don't like it, that's fine. As I always say in my videos, everybody has a right to an opinion. This guy has the right to his opinion. I have the right to think it's wrong. He has the right to think I'm wrong. Everybody's happy. We can all live together in disagreement, and it's beautiful. That's all I have for you today. Actually, no. You know what? Let's end this on a really positive note here. This person had some stuff to say. If you play this game, just enjoy it. I speak for many of who actually respect the dev team. It's cool to just watch the game grow. Plus, some of us, at least me, are having fun as well. Sunglasses, salute. Accepted, dude. I accept this so hard. I love it. I'm a big fan. Remarkable role. You're a cool dude. I love the positivity. Let's keep it going. Let's keep up the positivity, folks. I'll see you later.